Let me ask, the moment he went on Club Shay Shay and did what he did, that's the catch you expected.
That's the moment I've been waiting for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And I'm so grateful that I was there kicking in that door so he could just blow it down. There's an effort. I'm surprised people ain't catching on yet. I'm never loud when Kanye's loud. Gene Deal's never loud when I'm loud. But if we're running in tandem, somehow everything that we're saying, even though we don't speak, is always corroborating each other. I can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to find out what's really been going on in the background.
Jaguar Wright, a singer known for her powerful voice and candid opinions, has recently made headlines for confronting scene Diddy Combs, accusing him of trying to imprison her. Wright, who has been vocal about her experiences and observations in the music industry, claims that Diddy attempted to silence her through legal and possibly illegal means. This confrontation highlights ongoing issues of power, control, and abuse within the entertainment industry, raising questions about the treatment of artists and the lengths to which powerful figures might go to maintain their influence.
That fucker. I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it, because Al B. Sure just came out of his coma, and I've been talking to Al, and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text.
Oh, wow. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Al B. Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason.
Jaguar Wright, born Jacqueline Wright, gained recognition in the late 1990s and early 2000s as part of the neo-soul movement. She worked with prominent artists like The Roots, Jay-Z, and Common, showcasing her vocal talents on various projects. Despite her talent and contributions to the genre, Wright has often found herself at odds with the industry, criticizing its practices and the behavior of some of its most influential figures.
When you see this bullshit-ass motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, you know, it's too many coincidences.
Too many.
Fuck you, Honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog, too. And congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did. Has anybody asked themselves about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it.
They say it's goals.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
She was
basically.
getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the fuck is going on that 250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like, fuck the fact that he... I'm just saying, fuck the fact that he cut from 500 to 200. Who the fuck gives a shit? 200K? Who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the fuck is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's got to be some dark shit. Like, people are not understanding that girl quit 250K. 4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now, she was getting 2 million a quarter, but then she got, fuck you got going on. That's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter.
They told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And they was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of he's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm speaking honestly about that motherfucker that I pray that his children don't hear it. Because that's still their dad. I know what it's like to have a baby with a fucked up ass motherfucker. As much as I can't stand my ex-husband, I would never want my son to feel bad about either one of us being his parent. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I would never want that.
Wright's allegations against Diddy are serious and multifaceted. She claims that Diddy, a powerful music mogul, has used his influence to try to imprison her. According to Wright, this is part of a broader pattern of behavior aimed at silencing critics and controlling narratives within the industry. Wright alleges that Diddy's attempts to imprison her are rooted in his desire to prevent her from exposing truths about the music business and his own conduct.
But their father is the fucking devil. He the fucking devil.
Hold that thought. Why do you think T.D. Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
I mean, do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about T.D. Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come to pray. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like, I've never, like, and I cut a check for 100, and I'm gonna lay my hands on you, bishop. And he said, and then the bitch said, it's on the fucking internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out. Birth that baby. I'm like, what? Are we a church? Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut? Like, this shit is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons: money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties: money and sex.
I just
I hope it was for money.
charitable contribution.
I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is, that can be a very uncomfortable situation. You know, we're going to pray on it. Praise the Lord, you know.
Amen.
So, what are your thoughts on the show of force, even not knowing?
They did their job. He's a sex worker. He's got guns and he's got semen-coated VHS tapes.
And it's been a crazy year. But the reason why, even right now, your old interview that you did last year is trending even crazier, because you're almost like, not Nostradamus, but Nostradamus. What you have said, not only in our interview, but on your own personal lives.
Yeah. Which gets shadowed constantly.
Yeah, things start coming to fruition.
Yeah.
To where you targeted certain people in that interview, and now you're seeing, I don't want to even say downfall, but you're seeing that target that you put on people's backs.
I'm seeing integrity.
Wow.
Show up.
Wow.
You know, the day of the raid,
Yeah.
I got a lot of notifications. I got a lot of ads. I got a lot of mentions. I got a lot of phone calls.
When you said the day of the raid, you're talking about the raid on both Miami and California. Diddy's
And New
homes.
York simultaneously.
Wait, New York was
Yeah, the New York house was raided as well.
Oh, wow. That didn't even, they didn't even really.
3 states working in tandem, and they did not tell the officers who they were raiding. They went in tactical as they were instructed to. They didn't know they was raiding Diddy's house. The higher-ups didn't tell anybody, because they knew, with Diddy being a Fed informant, that he had people in the force, and they wanted to make sure that went through legit. So they ain't tell nobody whose houses they was going to.
That's why you see the guns.
The cops didn't know that it was Diddy's house over there in Beverly Hills, around the corner from the Playboy Mansion. They didn't know until they seen the kids.
So what are your thoughts on the show of force, even not knowing?
They did their job. He's a sex worker. He's got guns and he's got semen-coated fucking VHS tapes.
No. Okay.
I would have went in a hazmat suit.
The music industry's reaction to Wright's allegations has been mixed. Some people dismiss her claims as the result of a personal vendetta or seek to discredit her based on her past controversies. However, others have expressed support, acknowledging the possibility that her experiences reflect broader issues within the industry. These divergent reactions highlight the polarized nature of discussions about power and abuse in the entertainment world.
So let me ask you this. When you first told us about your thoughts and you honeycombs is what you
Yeah, the honeycomb. Shout out to Jamil Peterson. He's added a new one. He called him the Diddy Glover now. Because when he ain't got the Beijing and he say he look like Danny Glover.
Oh, man.
So he's AKA Diddy Glover now. Shout out to Jamil Peterson, I Am Comedy.
So I want to stay right here. We're going to stay within this pocket, but I'm just curious. What did you know that was going on in the world of Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, that the world didn't know? What did you know back then, 3-4 years ago?
Cassie was gonna come forward.
So how'd you know? What'd you know about what Cat? Because
I wish
to hear
I could explain.
Yeah,
but if I explain how I knew Cassie was gonna come forward, that could hurt some people. Which is why the last time I sat on this blue couch, I said what I said. Congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
You did say that. That was a bar.
You said that shit.
Did you see something being around Cassie? Did you see anything being around?
I don't spend time around Cassie, and I haven't seen Cassie in person since she was with Ryan Leslie.
Was there something in her eyes that you saw? The way, like now
I'm gonna
that
put it to you this way: there are mutual acquaintances between her and I, and that's as far as I can go.
Okay. When you,
I don't talk to her, but I speak to her.
did you get a chance to see her indictment? What she claimed happened?
Oh no, I reviewed
Okay.
all the files, and everything that she said is everything that I said with Storm Monroe 3.5 years ago. Exactly what I said it was.
Were you surprised about anything that came in?
No,
Wow. So
nobody else should have been either. Young jock,
that,
you diddy doo-wop bop. You.
Yeah.
Because you told the truth, Jock, and then after Diddy called you, you went back and tried to clean it up. But your all about is off the Stevie J's. You Diddy doo-wop bop bitches.
Do you feel like that's the reason why this beef, but that Stevie J stands where he stands between the beef with 50 Cent and Diddy?
I don't know where Stevie J stands. I only know Stevie J sitting on a drum set or fuck. I don't know where he stand.
man.
I know what he stand up in. And I know what done stood up in him.
Sean Diddy Combs has not directly addressed.
Seeing Diddy Combs has not directly addressed Wright's specific allegations of trying to imprison her. Historically, Diddy has denied accusations of unethical behavior, maintaining that he operates with integrity. His representatives often emphasize his philanthropic efforts and contributions to the music industry as evidence of his positive impact. However, the lack of a direct response to Wright's allegations has left many questions unanswered.
Take that.
So wait, so when you heard
Bitch, I can't stand these. Like, for real, like, I'm just tired. Let's keep it a bean. All these niggas. You not even gay men because you won't claim it. No, you want to sit around and pretend to like bitch. That's what y'all do. And then you get these hard jostling.
so I'm just
Like,
curious.
these are the, you like half man bitches. No disrespect, but jostling rough.
Them shoulders is
And the way she like running up on, I already know she done strapped up on you.
Ooh. So, Jack, let me ask you. There's one. Some of the shocking things
I hear
we
that
heard.
bitch mean with a harness.
Oh. Okay, not a harness.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you this. I'm sure somebody's already asked you this, but have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Yeah. Several. Many. Honestly.
And so can you take us through like what goes on, like when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money
Right.
and sex.
That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No.
That he was recording these?
He is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid with a skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come and what they call freak-offs now,
Yeah.
is that something normal that
Yeah.
happens in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Freak-offs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times I got some these niggas is wild.
So do you feel like people, when they hear pink cocaine, Young Miami has to bring across?
Wait, the Tusi.
Yeah, the Tusi. That's what they call.
I found out. I talked to my drug guy. Because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling it Tusi, that's calling it the Tunchi. I didn't know which one it was. So I talked to my drug guy, and my drug guy filled me in. And then it made perfect sense. Tusi.
Talk to him.
Drugs with Jaguar.
I was looking at an interview from Jaguar Wright, and I want to get your opinion on it. She told a story about how she knows a lawyer that walked in on Christopher Williams giving Diddy fellatio for a demo deal. You know anything about that? You heard about that?
Bruh, I don't know how true that is. I've heard that but I know Christopher Williams. And I know Christopher Williams was a crazy, gangster-ass nigga from Mount Vernon. From up in that area, Westchester. He didn't play that shit. He kept that 3.2 or that 38 on him, and he will shoot the shit out you. You understand? He was rough with his hands with the women. And the story went on and said that a lawyer walked in the office. When she walked in the office, she walked right out, and she said it was a dude, and she said it was Christopher Williams. It was one other brother, I forgot his name, that worked with Bad Boy. Him and Christopher Williams could have been brothers. And if anybody was doing that, it would have been him, not Christopher Williams. Do you understand that? Him and Christopher Williams could have been brothers. That's how close, they had the same look, light skin, and little low on the side, curly hair and stuff like that. I would never believe it was Christopher Williams. You understand? But that other cat, yeah. You got to realize, when you walk into something, it's very few people, if they walk into something like that, they're going to stare there and look and just be all into the shit, right? There's very few people going to do that. When you walk in something that's very inappropriate, you're going to back up out, especially women. You understand what I'm saying? So now, if she's seen a glance, she only going to see a glance. Now, if somebody who looks like Christopher Williams, maybe. But then you got to look at it like this. Was she in the office all the time? I don't remember us having a lawyer in the office like that. Or she was just coming by that particular time, I don't know. I don't know the situation. I want to stay off that, but I know from knowing Christopher Williams, having an altercation with him before, and knowing people that know him, he's some old crazy gangster shit. And why would he? Puff nigga? Nah, bro. Puff wasn't that damn big back then.
The Hollywood house parties in Sunset Hills. These niggas used to take shit that they would put on their lips, and then they would ask a girl if they could get a sip of her drink. And they would put the agent, they would rub it on the rim, and then when the girl would continue to drink her drink, she would inject it, and the next thing you know, the bitch is numb and dead, and they got her in the tub, screwing in.
They want me to tell the total story. Okay, I'll finish it. So then what happens is they presented a bad contract, and you like, I'm not signing this shit. And they like, oh, you don't want to sign it?
And then they bring out the videotape.
Hop in the tape. Let me show you what this nigga did last night. And you like, oh, I'm gonna sign this right now. I don't want nobody to see that. Bow wow. Okay, move right along.
Oh,
move right along.
You made my husband walk away. I don't even know what to say.
Shout out to Snoop for handling that for Bow, but they should have got.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you just turned. I don't even know if I'm old enough for this conversation anymore. I just became like a whole 3-year-old. Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut? Like, this is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be 2 reasons.
Daddy's birthday party.
You know, do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about T.D. Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come to pray. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like I've never and I cut a check for 100 and I'm gonna lay my hands on your bishop and he said and then the bitch said it's on the fucking internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out, birth that baby, I'm like, what? Are we a church? Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut? Like, this shit is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and sex. I hope it was for money.
Charitable contribution.
I hope it was for money because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is, that can be a very uncomfortable situation. You know, we're going to pray on it. Praise the Lord, you know.
Amen.
And real quick, I have to go back to the raid real quick with Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
His sons were there and he was not there at the houses. And he was quiet.
That was the worst part of that.
Yeah, to see his sons being
How the do you force your kids to do your perp walk? That was the worst part. And all I could think about was Kim and Misa.
The girls.
Just her son. He left their son to be walked out backwards on camera for the world to see. Thank God Kimura got the girls. Misa's son. Misa and Wolf's son.
Man.
And Quincy's missing.
Quincy's missing. Oh. And lastly.
After he was questioned by the feds.
After.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was in witness protection right now. Which means his father ain't never gonna see him again.
Have we seen the last, or is this just the beginning of that saga?
It's just getting started.
True.
Which is why I think people are so uncomfortable about me being in this position right now because of my press pass and because I'm gonna be in the courtroom for the Keefe D trial. If we get to the bottom of Tupac's murder, when that is finally revealed, 15 other murders will be revealed with it. And you will find that they were all committed by the same two people, father and son.
Were you surprised by Keefe D's arrest for Tupac's murder?
No. I'm just surprised that he hasn't given it up yet. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to the feds yet because he just got stabbed in jail.
Yes, he did.
He's been beaten 3 times. And I'm going to say it for a fact. I know you the one pulling the strings. Reggie Wright Jr. Stop putting your dirty work on other people. You know exactly what the fuck you are. And so help me God if you don't keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
The last time you were on the couch, you had mentioned, and it's crazy that you say these things, you talk about Bad Boy, you speak on Heavy D, you speak on Albie Shore, and you say like, look who's standing, and now Albie Shore is now, he's being cryptic, not too cryptic, but he's very cryptic. He's very cryptic, but
he's speaking louder than he's ever spoken before.
Ever.
And the reason why he's cryptic is for the sake of his son. Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is dead. Allegedly. Imagine that. Imagine the nigga that your baby mom is fucking is telling you that if you don't do what he wants you to do, he's going to kill your child. And you know he's capable of it. Allegedly. Story in the Bible. 2 women had 2 babies.
Mm-hmm.
One woman went to sleep, rolled over on her baby, killed her baby. The other woman's baby was just fine. The woman whose baby died, she got up, she went and stole the baby from her roommate. Then they fought over who the mother was. They went before the king, King Solomon. He heard both sides of the story and said, give me a knife. Give me a sword. He got the sword and he was like, I'm going to cut the baby in half and each of you can have a piece and then we'll be done with it. It was the real mother that said, don't harm that baby. She can have him.
Wow.
Why is nobody willing to accept, as monstrous as people are finding out that Diddy is now, that he wouldn't be willing to split Quincy in half? Because he would.
Yeah, he said some years ago, like during a TV show, that he would like harm his own mother to get what he wanted, or something along those lines. So,
Well, I don't blame him for wanting to harm that. She's his victimizer and his pimp. She is first pimp.
Oh.
If he had been able to keep developing her, who knows what Cassie might have become. But she only got 1 album and she got stuck under the diddler and she never got to grow, you know? So it's...
So my question to that, right, is, because back in the day, I was like, this was good. It was...
Cassie was there to piss off J-Lo for leaving.
Oh, okay. Okay. So remember like a couple interviews ago, we said there's a ritual with the music.
Yeah.
Is that something that could
Very
be
much so.
performed with the Cassie track?
Absolutely. Listen to me. Songs are spells. That's what chants means. If you look in French, the word chants, it means song, but it also means a spell. The things that we say, that's why they say you got to be careful. Life and death resides in the tongue. Everything that we say holds value, it holds weight, and it has the ability to trigger things. That one line, big in Kendrick's song when he says, I hate when I talk about guns and then someone gets shot and they die and it makes, because we make things happen. So imagine when you take that and you put that to melody and you put that to song that holds you and rocks you, whatever is embedded in that sound is now embedded in you. It's been proven scientifically. The human mind cannot refuse any information transferred through sound. That makes music the most important thing that we have. Now think about all of these records that when you listen to them, you heard them a million times, whether you liked it or not. Matter of fact, how many songs did you not like that you ended up liking later?
Right.
Man, I hated this song. I like this song. They kept playing it. You had no choice but to like it. My thoughts is that Mo3 deserves justice immediately. And the people that say they love him need to start telling the truth so he can get it and his family can get it. I'm sick and tired of seeing people capitalize off of Mo's passing.
Yeah.
Period. And his documentary needs to come out. Like if people are gonna do this much fighting over his legacy in the state, then they should really be more interested in fostering the legacy.
What do you see?
The public needs to see that. They need it. They deserve it.
Right.
He has fans, loyal fans. And since he passed away, he's made more fans.
Right.
They need their moment to get to know him better. I just think it's time for people to do better by the legacy of Mo3 at this point. And maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, no, I think Eminem had a famous line said, music will alter moods and talk to you.
Yeah.
And I think, what y'all do is great. But Jack, lastly, I have to ask.
I'm so glad Proof wrote that for him.
Yeah, I know you about to take it there. I know you about to take it there, man. He has a new album out, Jack. He's trying to sell an album.
Wonder who wrote it.
Shit. Okay.
Wonder who wrote it.
Shit.
I wonder who wrote it.
Houdini is a magic trick.
I don't know. Maybe it was Drake. His people. I'm sure they're looking for work.
We'll save that conversation.
Ghostwriters.
So before
we never get the credit we deserve.
Ever.
Wishing that you had something that someone doesn't even give a fuck about. See, that's why these industry bitches hate me. Because I would come to shows in sweatsuits on purpose and have the whole fucking crowd going crazy after they spent $1,500 and 6 hours in the mirror. Wasn't nobody thinking about them. And I showed up in a sweatsuit. See, when you that bitch, you ain't got to prove you that bitch. Matter of fact, all these bitches talking only proves I'm the bitch. Because who gives a fuck about them? Like that shit that Jill pulled was desperate. I know she begging. Illuminati, please. I'm not too old. I got a second win. My titties are still big. You can fuck those. I don't need it. See, they get a taste of that attention. You know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you something right now. There is no greater high than feeling 45,000 people screaming love at you. There is no rush. It is very addictive. And you can coast on it for a while. But it's got to be more about, it's got to be more than being, that feeling, that dopamine. It's an addiction. I've seen motherfuckers tank their fucking family when they fucking should have stayed home and not done that tour because they can't live without that roar. I've seen wives say, please, baby, we need to work this out. I'll see you when I get off tour. And for nothing more than that roar. Because sometimes it really ain't about the money. A lot of them niggas be getting jerked. Look at Bad Boy. Who got paid?
Yeah.
But they was smiling in them pictures though, and they love to be in them videos. I know you see me in the video. Hey, I know you see me in the...
Those videos were nice.
And you still don't pay me no attention.
So Jack, I want to take it home right there.
At least they didn't pay them bank accounts no attention.
Yeah, I want to take...
Oh, them bank accounts was ignored.
I want to take it home right there.
$500 and you walked for cheesecake and cheese, all that shit. Like,
so,
and you did all of that for a $500 check and niggas say, I'm a crackhead. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, they're kids, Jack. But hey, no. So
victims.
to bring this home,
yeah.
I want to validate for those who just question where you were at during this time.
Yeah.
Can you speak to where you were at or who you were around and I'm not gonna say a name, but I'm just gonna say Bad Boy.
When Suge Knight got shot in the ass in Miami?
Damn.
Because I was there.
What?
Yeah. I was always around, see? Like, you gotta understand, dibbling and dabbling in the dark arts and sex world and being a ghostwriter and then being a public artist, I'm kind of living a double life anyway. But I knew Kim and I knew Kimura. We weren't friends. I wasn't a part of their clique, but we all partied together. They should do a documentary. They did a documentary about Freaknik. They should do a documentary about the Kit Kat Club.
Ooh.
It was an old theater that had been renovated into a nightclub. And, all of the old, opera seats were VIPs, private VIPs. Everything happened in there. And they had the it was Diddy's idea to pass out the opera glasses so people could spy on each other while they were fucking in each other's shit.
Eyes wide shut.
It was wild. That was at the beginning. The Kit Kat Club was the beginning of him going from Puffy to Diddy. You know what I mean? It was a big change. But that was when he first started really attacking art and real artistry. He wanted whack artists. Like, I'll never forget when he was working with a street team and he had them all in there and it was young boys and he was talking about, listen to me, we don't want talented artists. Stop bringing me talented motherfuckers. Talented motherfuckers is always trying to run the fucking show and they think because they got talent that you need, we need motherfuckers that need us.
That's a producer's mindset. I can see that. I'm
Mary J. Blige was his prototype for what having no talent can do if you're willing to play the game. There's no way in the world that at the position where she sat at the time of that 10th anniversary and the fact that Beyonce was a freshman coming into the game, she should have been literally bowing down and worshiping this nobody bitch who only got a record out of Wyclef. And it wasn't even the actual record, it was the remix to save the first record that don't nobody ever talk about. Like, I just want to get the record straight.
That's the history. That's the history. Oh.
So imagine what it did for every artist that was her peer at that time to see Mary J. Blige, the queen of R&B hip hop, bow down to this up and comer. Let them all know she's the one. She's the next one in charge. Like, it's a nod. You know? It's a big nod. And it tells everybody else around, oh, that's the chosen one.